Yo, what is up guys? Nick Nakai here, Let's Drift Media. Thank you guys for coming back to the channel. So on today's episode, we are going to be doing a 2019 Camry. Again, similar to the last video with the transmission, but this episode is nothing too major. We are going to be doing basically a major service and spark plugs, which includes oil change, transmission fluid exchange, wiper blades, air filter, cabin filter, oil filter of course, and a coolant exchange, as well as the spark plugs. At the dealership, without the spark plugs, just the basic major service, so probably running about 500 bucks. I believe they're charging right now. Spark plugs, probably 200 or 300 bucks, depending on how much they're charging per labor, per hour. But I'm gonna show you guys how you guys can get it done in your driveway, save a lot of money, because this job is very easy. You can do it with basic tools, and if you can do an oil change, you're capable of doing the rest of the services on this. So if you're looking to save some money, wanna just pick up the parts and do it yourself at home, this video is for you. So let's get started. We'll go ahead and get started with the easy stuff first. Air filter, remove this little clip. Two little things right here. Kind of pull it up out of the way. Stick your hand in there. Pull out the old filter. See, this one's pretty worn. I believe it's gone about like 40,000 miles, customer said. So I'll go ahead and slap this new one in. Just like that. Go ahead and slide those little pins in here on the bottom. Like that. Put the locks back on. And that. Air filter done. Let's go ahead and move to the cabin filter. Open the glove box, of course. Remove any items in here. Get a light so you guys can see a little bit better. Alright, so in the glove box, we have this cover right here. Go ahead and pull that off. And there we have our cabin filter cover. So on the side, there's going to be two tabs you pinch in. Kind of just pull it out, and then pull it out this way. Oops. Then in here, we have our actual cabin filter. So you can see, this one's pretty dirty. This filter, I believe, is the white style. So the newer ones they have now, they're like carbon. So they may look dirty, just have to know. But you can obviously tell this one is pretty bad. So I'll go ahead and pop this out of here. Just like that. And put the new one in. Then we'll just come back and go in the reverse order. Cabin filter done. We'll go ahead and move on to the spark plugs now. Go ahead and pop this little foam cover off. Just pops off like that. Coming over here, you'll see we have our 4 coil packs. So each one has an 8mm bolt holding it down, as well as the electrical connector. We're going to go ahead and unplug them all and unbolt them, then pop them all out. Then we'll go ahead and remove the spark plugs. Should be a 14mm, I believe, on these. Alright, so here are the old plugs. We're going to go ahead and drop in the new ones right here. I usually just kind of feed them in by hand, so I'll show you guys what I mean. You can use that or a spark plug socket, but to me, I just kind of put them in like there. Don't drop them, but just kind of feed them in all the way. And then just go in the reverse order. Start them by hand always with the socket, and then just put them in, snug them pretty tight. You can look up the torque spec if you want, but it's up to you. And then we'll just slap the coil packs back on, put the bolts back on, and reconnect them and move on. All right, so we got the spark plugs all good. I'm gonna go ahead and put this cover back on, pop it back in, nice and easy. Next, we'll go ahead and start draining everything. I'm gonna take off the radiator cap. Make sure the engine is not hot. Could be bad. Take off the oil filler cap. I'm gonna be draining the engine oil as well. Pull out the dipstick, just to remind yourself that check the oil level before you start the car. Then we are going to come down underneath the vehicle and take off this little cover plate. There's a lot of plastic clips holding it. You kind of just got to go around, but it's just this main piece right here. You do not need to take this one off, I don't believe. Pretty sure we should have access to the radiator drain plug from there. So I'm gonna go ahead and pop this whole plate off and we'll go from there. All right, so we have our little cover plate. There's gonna be 4 10s in the front and 3 plastic clips on each side. So a total of 6 plastic clips. That'll expose the whole bottom. So now we got room to work. Right here is gonna be the trans drain plug. So we're gonna go ahead and pop that off. I believe that's a 10mm Allen. Right here we have the oil pan, 14mm bolt of course, and the oil filter. And that's pretty much it. Besides, up in here, grab the light, we have the coolant drain plug. If you guys can see that yellow peacock in there, right in here. This upper one, pay attention because down on the bottom, there's another one down there you can see in between the frame right here. That's for the inverter coolant, since this one is a hybrid motor. Make sure you don't drain that one because today we're trying to do the engine coolant. So that one's gonna be the upper yellow peacock up there. So I recommend there's a port on the side of the radiator that you can plug like a hose into. They'll make it a lot cleaner. Plug the hose in there, loosen the peacock, and just let it drain out. So that's what we're gonna do right now is go ahead and drain all these fluids out, and then I'll show you guys how to go about filling them. So we got the transmission drained out. You can see pulled out about 3 quarts. So it should take anywhere around 3 to 4 maybe. But to fill these on the hybrids, come up here. There is another 10mm Allen up here. Big drain bolt or fill bolt that looks exactly like the one we removed down here. So these are a lot easier than the non-hybrids because these you pretty much fill like a differential. Just fill it up to it starts kind of dripping out of this fill port right here, and that's how you know you're at the appropriate trans fluid level. So I like to measure those still just so I can kind of get an idea of how much I should be putting back in there. So we'll go ahead and close this up, pop that port open, pump it up with my stupid hand pump, and that should be it for down here. After that we can close up this coolant peacock as soon as it finishes draining, and then put this cover plate back on, and then I'll just show you how to bleed the cooling system for the coolant. And I think that's pretty much it. Besides the wiper blades, this major service is almost done. All right, so a little mess later. Took about 3.5. Now we got it to start dripping out of the fill port. So really sucks using that hand pump. I need to get like an electric pump or something. But I'm just gonna wait till this thing stops dripping out so much and it's more just like a little droplet. And then we'll go ahead and cap it up. We're all done on the bottom, ready to tighten the radiator peacock. And we can put the plastic cover back on and lower the vehicle. All right, so we got the car back on the floor, skid plates on. We already filled it up with 5 quarts of oil. We filled the trans. All we gotta do is fill the coolant now. So just gonna go ahead and use this funnel method because I do have a pressure vacuum bleeder, but I know a lot of you guys don't have that. So I'll just show you kind of like the common way to bleed a cooling system. We'll go ahead and fill that, wait till it stops taking coolant. Then we'll go ahead and run the car to bleed the rest of the air out of the cooling system, as well as check the engine oil level. So went ahead and ran the car just for a second. Engine oil level is good. It's 2 dots on the dipstick. You want to have it right around that second dot, let you know it's full. I like to check it just before, since we're going to be running the car for a little bit when we bleed the cooling system. So you can see it's still taking some. Let's wait for it to finish taking the coolant. First we'll key on and we could go ahead and reset the maintenance light. So turn this off. You'll use this control pad. Come over here to the settings, vehicle settings, scheduled maintenance, Reset data, yes. That's pretty much how you reset the maintenance light on these newer Toyotas. They're pretty much all the same. They went away from the holding the trip with the key on method. Now anybody can really do it. So now, since this is a hybrid, if this was not hybrid, you could just start the car, run the heater. But since this is a hybrid, we got to put it in service mode. So what you got to do is key on like that, engine off, gas pedal twice, make sure the parking brake is on. 1, 2, brake, go to neutral. 1, 2 on the gas pedal, back to park. 1, 2. Pop up a little message like that. Then you go start the car. Basically what this will do is it'll keep the motor running. This is what we call service mode at Toyota. So although this does have an electric water pump and we don't need the motor to run necessarily, it helps since the water pump's not really going to run if the engine's not getting hot. So running the engine helps the engine get up to operating temperature, causing the water pump to run, causing air to be bled out of the cooling system. So now we can go ahead and turn the heater on. I like to just put it on full blast. You don't have to put a full blast, just semi. You can turn the AC off. And now we're just going to let it run for like, I don't know, anywhere 10 to 20 minutes just to make sure that all the air is out of the cooling system. And you'll know for sure when you're done when the heater starts blowing super hot air, and as well as both radiator hoses are hot to the touch. So I'll return in a little bit. You can see we have a couple warning lights. That's normal since we are in service mode. All right, so once bubbles stopped coming out of the coolant funnel, pretty good. I just ran it for like 10, 12 minutes, I don't know. Heater was blowing hot. Everything's pretty much good. No check engine lights, nothing like that. We'll just go for a good test drive and call it a day. So thank you guys so much for watching this episode. If you guys have any questions, feel free to drop a comment down below in case I forgot to cover anything in this video. But that's all I got for you guys. Catch you guys later. Peace!